Hi, my name is Chama Nguyen and I'm CFT's co-founder. I hope you and your families are doing well in these incredibly trying times. The current pandemic has unmasked many of the problems of our economies are facing, and I believe there is a reskilling urgency in today's world. I believe we need to prepare hundreds of millions for the jobs of tomorrow. Who are these hundreds of millions? They are the working professionals, those who 20 years ago would have had a predictable career path, but don't anymore. Knowing how to prepare millions of people for the future of work is tough. But in an effort to answer this question, I will share what we have learned from upskilling tens of thousands of professionals in the financial services at CFT, the Center for Finance, Technology and Entrepreneurship. At CFT, we were privileged to work with amazing organizations such as Hong Kong University, Nghi An Polytechnic in Singapore, Abu Dhabi Global Markets in the UAE, and the major financial institutions in Europe. My co-founder, Hui Nguyen Chio, co-designed the Oxford FinTech course and the first FinTech executive program at Imperial College. Based on this experience, I can directly tell you that preparing professionals for a new world of technology is very hard, and I'd like to share with you why. I will be talking about finance since that's my industry, but no matter your sector, you will see that I'm about to say also applies there too. What we are seeing is not a finance exclusive phenomenon. Finance is clearly transforming. As a consumer, you might be a daily user of Alipay if you are in Asia, or Mox, the new offering of Standard Chartered. If you are in Europe, perhaps you use Revolut, N26, or Marcus from Goldman Sachs. If in America, it could be Nubank in Brazil or Chime in the US. The world is seeing a boom in the new financial offerings. These new offerings are so much better for us as consumers and put pressure on traditional banks. But what is bringing so much change to finance? Well, the availability of new technologies such as mobile phones, but also cloud, APIs, and artificial intelligence is making it much cheaper to launch financial companies. This has led to a boom of fintech startups, but also tech companies entering the space. And at the same time, regulators around the world, from the UK to Hong Kong and Singapore, have encouraged innovation through specific regulations. All of this is, of course, very positive because this is improving access to finance for consumers and SMEs in developed but also developing markets. Now, hundreds of millions can have not only a bank account but also access to savings, insurance, loans. The transformation is happening, but this is not happening equally. We're seeing huge differences between countries, companies, and people, and this is the challenge of transformation. For example, some startups with 10 people used artificial intelligence for microloans, whereas some financial institutions with 100,000 people still use manual processes. This leads to a serious problem, which is that the knowledge gap is widening. It's widening between organizations, for example, between a traditional bank and modern banks. It's widening between tech companies and banks, but most importantly, it's widening among people. So as this technological transformation is accelerating, some organizations are being left behind, and people are being left behind with skills and knowledge which are outdated. So it's obvious to many now that lifelong learning is now an imperative. Whether we call it upskilling, reskilling, continuous education, other learnings, for me, is all the same. We are at the tipping point where suddenly hundreds of millions are finding that their skills are no longer sufficient to give them job protection or career progression. Why we need to prepare them is clear, but how do we do it? Let me share with you first 4 challenges to overcome if we want to make it happen. This is based on our experience at CFT, and let me tell you, I'm not an academic. We are not professional educators. We are from the industry. I myself used to be on the trading floor in New York and in private banking in London. So our experience is based on trying to transform people like me who are in the industry, know little about technology, who are busy with our work and realize that our jobs are changing, but don't really understand how. These are the main challenges we need to overcome in order to upskill millions of people. The first challenge is, and it might seem obvious, that adults are not children. Why is it important? For a period of 15 years, the only thing children do is to learn. They learn all the time. They learn from their professors, they learn through homework, they are being assessed on their learnings. Learning is their bubble. For us, adults, work is our bubble. Our objective is not to acquire new knowledge, but to produce output, whether it's a discussion with a client, detecting a credit card fraud, or making a presentation. And of course, unlike children, we, adults, have more than our work bubble. Children don't have a job, and they also don't have a family to take care of. They don't need to go to grocery shopping nor clean the house, but we do. So adults are not children. And so when we can't teach them in the same way, so adults are not children. So when we can't teach them in the same way, and that's a challenge, because there are a lot of tools that work very well with children, like the Khan Academy, but don't work with adults. The second challenge is that it's imperative to learn, but what do you need to learn is not clear. If I am a relationship manager in a bank or work in compliance, the skills for my job today are very clear, and my job description will be very clear tomorrow. But what will my job be like in a few years? That's very hard to know. For example, a decade ago, Goldman Sachs has 500 equity traders in market making, which is a certain type of traders, buying and selling for clients. Today, there are less than 10. I don't think that any of these 500 people would have thought that their jobs would be so quickly made redundant. So although we could hint at some trends towards job, for example, there might be fewer banks branches, and therefore bank tellers. This is far from easy. It means that for working professionals, a lot of them can't really say what they need to learn. That's the second challenge. The third challenge is that although they might not know what they need to learn, they know there's a lot to learn. So many of our learners came to us and said, I hear about fintech every day, but I don't know what it is. Or it seems that challenger banks are taking our clients, but why are they not so different? Or we have all these programs of RPA internally, but I don't really know how it will impact me. In finance only, I can easily name 10 different subjects that would be important for almost anyone to learn to be future-proof, from artificial intelligence to open banking, and also soft skills like entrepreneurial mindset or being customer-centric. So that's the third challenge. There is a lot to learn, and that can become overwhelming and hard to navigate. That conflicts squarely with the fourth challenge, which is that adult learners paradoxically have very little time and money to invest in their learning. For example, think of how much money and time you have spent in learning a new subject this year. And now compare it to the cost of a master in finance at LSE that costs £35,000 and takes 10 months full-time to complete. In the case of financial institution, for example, Deutsche Bank spends less than £1,000 per year per employee, which is 1 day of training. Time and money for learning are tight. And finally, our last challenge is that it's hard to identify who should be responsible for this upskilling. Is it the governments, like they are for our children? Is it the employer? Is it the industry body? Is it the individual? For adults, if you think of it, this responsibility is absolutely not clear, and there is no clear path for adult learning, and that's why many professionals struggle to self-learn. Going back to all these 5 challenges, I do not claim to have the answer to all of them. However, there are certain success factors which is our experience have proven important if we want to achieve the results of upskilling at scale. The first one is to focus on the foundations and essentials. Why? Because the world has changed so much, many people do not possess the foundations that help them to go further from the basics of core technologies to the actors in the industry. Secondly, integrating learning in their daily lives is essential because, as we said, adults can't spend a lot of money and time learning. And third, focus on the skills that your job truly demands. When thinking about the skills of the future, some people rush into learning skills that, while they can be essential for the future, are not skills that really help them advance in their particular job. For example, if you work in compliance or are a relationship manager, learning how to code is great, but it's not a skill that will make your job future-proof. You always need to answer this question: what skills do I need to learn to help me in my current job? Before you leave this video, let me share with you 4 ingredients that help us at CFT be 10 times better in terms of impact. Do you know what is the normal completion rate of an online course? It's usually less than 10%. When we started CFT, we said there is no way we will do something where only 1 out of 10 will benefit truly, and today we are at 90% plus. To do that, we found that there are 4 important ingredients. First, alignment. Working with governments, the organization, the individuals, and making sure that each of them is involved maximizes the impact. Secondly, for the industry, by the industry. As we said, adults are not children, and they need knowledge and information they can relate to from their peers. At the same time, if we just showed them case studies, that wouldn't help them much. So academic rigor is also important. Thirdly, learning is a social activity. You want to make it a momentum. That's why we work with organizations. We like to have cohorts, learning together, graduation ceremonies, webinars. This is much more than just online learning. And finally, be very focused on the outcomes, but also the impediments. And if it sounds crazy, but when we spend so much time making sure not to be blocked by firewalls of banks or rethinking outcomes until it absolutely makes sense. So if there is a message that I want to leave you with today, is that today we are way past the why we need to prepare hundreds of millions to the new world of work. Today, we need to collectively work on the how to make it happen, and making it the work is one of the most critical challenges of our times. We are happy to be part of this collective effort to ensure our workforce are strong and can endure the challenges of becoming more digital. Feel free to get in touch with us if you want to join forces into making this happen, and stay safe.